Oh hey, it's Sabrina. So this is my first time sitting down filming here for the first time in about 3 months, maybe a little more than that. A lot has happened in my personal life, and I decided that it would be good for me to take a break from YouTube. At the time I was taking a break, I didn't know if I would return at all. I mean, I was just kind of letting my mood decide if I wanted to go back to YouTube. And now I feel like I'm in a place where I really miss it and I really want to continue making videos. So a couple months ago, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. It is something that I have struggled with for a big part of my life. And after going to therapy for the last 7 months, my therapist finally convinced me to go to the doctor to see if it's something that I can get officially diagnosed, and I did. And so figuring all that out was definitely something that took up a lot of my time. Shortly after that, I went on a family vacation with my family to Oregon, and I was gone for about 8 or 9 days. And then after that, my husband and I decided that we wanted to move. And so during that time, we decided we wanted to build a house that was very close to Utah Lake. So we would get the lake views, and this would be our forever home. And so the house we were in before was really far from family and friends, and it was definitely a starter home. It wasn't something that we knew we were going to live in for a very long period of time. So we decided to sell that house, and now here I am. This location is the basement of my in-laws' house. So that is where we're going to be living for the next 8 months while our house is being built. So that's what's going on with me, in case any of you wanted to know. Today I want to share with you a book haul. These are just books that I've been slowly buying over the last 3 or 4 months. So let's just go ahead and get started. By the way, let me know if you like the lighting in this video, because I am in a new location. Just wanting to know what you guys thought. So this first book was actually sent to me by the author in exchange for an honest review. I have not yet read this book, but it was sent to me. And this is Weave a Murderous Web by Anne Rothman Hicks and Ken Hicks. I'm assuming this is a husband and wife duo, and it's basically just a murder mystery novel. It's about a litigator from New York who helps out a friend and gets sucked into like this murderous web, if you will. And I just really love murder and thriller type books. So when I got the email from the publisher asking if I was interested, I thought, why not? It's not a very long book. I can definitely read it in a few hours. So if you're interested, I will link this down below. I will also be doing a giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, please leave me a comment saying I want to win, and then I'll randomly pick a person, and then you will have to give me your email address and the publisher will send you the book themselves. This next book is another book that was sent to me for review by the author or the publisher, and it is Pigeon Blood Red. And this is a book that I actually have started to read, and so far I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's about it's kind of hard to describe, but it's about these like 2 agents who work for this like mafia guy, I think, and they are in charge of like this really valuable jewel, and the jewel goes missing, and so they have to kind of hunt down who took the jewel before they get into big trouble. So, I mean, it's like a fast-paced, like action-type book, and I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, it's definitely not the best book I've ever read. It's not the best book I've ever read, but so far I'm really liking it, and I really appreciate the author sending it to me for free. Okay, so on my vacation, I was able to go to Powell's Books in Portland, which is like my favorite bookstore of all time. And while I was there, I picked up this book that I saw had really great reviews, and it's The Mood Cure by Julia Ross. And it is based on a 15-year of proven clinical results. And basically, it's the power of nutritional therapy, and it's just a program that just helps you take charge of your emotions. If you are someone like me that suffers from depression and anxiety, irritability, apathy, oversensitivity, emotional eating, and all these things and addiction, then this is definitely a book that I saw that was published by Penguin, and it had really great reviews. And so I thought, you know, if there are ways for me to like take control of my own problems without having to take medication, then why not try reading this book? This next book is one that I'm super, super excited for because I really hope that it's something I can relate to. And it's An Unquiet Mind by Kay Redfield Jamison. So this author is a professor and she suffers from manic depressive disorder, I think is what it is. Yes, manic depressive disorder. And so it's basically a memoir of how her experience was going through this and then kind of how she was able to deal with it and get over it. And I don't have really like manic severe depression, but I do have a little bit of depression. And so I just really felt like this was something that at the time back in April when I bought this that I thought I could really read and kind of get more information from someone else's perspective, because as far as I know, no one else in my immediate family is kind of experiencing or going through what I went through. So I just thought that this was something that I would really, really enjoy. So about a month ago, my local Barnes & Nobles had a ton of classics on sale for $5. So I kind of went crazy and bought 4 of them. And the first one that I picked up was The Beautiful and the Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have only read one other book by him. And so this one just sounded like something I would thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy and love. And The Beautiful and the Damned is set in the 1920s, and it's about a couple who is waiting to inherit millions of dollars from a family member, and they kind of go on parties and live in an extravagance, and it talks about a dying marriage and a hedonistic society where beauty is all too fleeting. So I just think this cover is gorgeous. Don't you agree? Isn't that just so pretty? I just really like it, and this color is like millennial pink. So this next classic is one that has really great reviews and that I'm really excited to get to, and it's Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. I think that's how you say her last name. This book is set in the 1830s, and it's about a girl who lives with her widowed father, and he decides to remarry, and he remarries this woman who has a daughter. And so Molly decides that she's gonna be like really good friends with her new stepsister, and they are like 2 peas in a pod best friends until they both decide that they fancy the same boy, and it kind of causes a lot of problems. So it's a little bit of drama, but I hope it's like good, clean, fun drama. But this is just like a giant monster of a book. It has like almost 700 pages, but it has really great reviews, and I just think it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to read this. Let me know if you want to buddy read this if you haven't read it before, because I'm totally interested in that. So this next one is one that I'm sure a lot of you have read. I actually have read this. I had to read it for my major in college, but I thought I should reread it again, get myself re-familiar with it. And this is Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. This is basically talking about evolution and natural selection. If you don't know what that is, read this book. But it does a really good job of explaining like the evolution and natural selection without it making like super sciencey and boring. So I would recommend this book if you haven't read it. It's super, super interesting, and it like pertains a lot to my sociology major. So I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'll be reading it again anytime soon, but I definitely wanted to add it to my collection. So this next one is the one I'm most excited to read out of all of the classics that I picked up, and this is The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I know I like butchered his name. I know it's Dostoevsky, but I don't know how to say his first name. Anyway, The Brothers Karamazov is one that I'm so excited to read, and I don't feel like I could bring it justice by describing it in my own words, so I'm just going to read what it says on the back. But this is a masterpiece of literature, philosophy, psychology, and religion. It tells the story of Ivan, Dmitri, and Aloysia Karamazov, who collide in the wake of their despicable father's brutal murder. Into the framework of the story, Dostoevsky poured all of his deepest concerns: the origin of evil, the nature of freedom, the craving for meaning, and the most important, whether or not God exists. This novel is famous for 3 chapters that rank among the greatest pages of Western literature: Rebellion, the Grand Inquisitor, and the Devil. a rich, moving exploration of critical human questions. So religion is just super fascinating to me, especially me being a Christian and having to study it for my sociology major. This is just something that I feel like I would really thoroughly enjoy. The cover's kind of creepy, like I'm not gonna lie. It's like this guy kind of looks weird and zombie-ish to me, but whoever he is. But anyway, I'm excited for this one. So if you've read this, let me know what you think of it. So this next one I am like super happy about. It is not a new book, but I'm just so happy to have it in my collection. My local library was doing an adult summer reading program, and every time you turn in a sheet that you've read, then they let you pick a free book. And when I looked at the selection, I wasn't like too excited about anything, but this one popped out at me. And so I thought I just had to have it. And it's The Hobbit, and it says paperback edition. But the reason why I picked it out was because the cover is so gorgeous and unique. I probably have like 3 or 4 copies of The Hobbit now, but I just really love this one. And has a special place in my heart because I earned this by reading. And I just think the front cover, the art is just beautiful. So I'm really happy. And I mean, The Hobbit, you can't go wrong with that. All right, so this last book I got when it first came out, so like a few months ago, and this is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices. Is this a trilogy or a series? I'm not even sure. Anyway, I don't know why I bought this because it's hella huge and it has like, let's see, 700 pages, and I haven't even read Lady Midnight yet, which is like super, super embarrassing to admit because the Mortal Instruments world is like I think one of my favorite worlds besides like Middle Earth. So what I'm doing actually right now is I'm going to reread the first 3 of the Mortal Instruments, and then Clockwork Prince, and then the next 3, and then Infernal Devices, and then the next 3, and then, and then Clockwork Princess, and then I'm gonna go to Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. So I recently saw Emma Books' video about how to read like the Mortal Instruments world, and that's how she suggested it. So I decided why not reread those, and then because I feel like at this point, if I try to read Lady Midnight, like there's so much of the things that I've forgotten that I feel like I wouldn't get all the feels like I want. So yeah, those are all the books that I've purchased recently. Let me know down below if you've read any of them and which ones you enjoy, which one should I read first. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you very, very soon. And of course, thanks for watching.